The world needs you to become something more.
Talk about bringing Ultraman to life visually and with your animation team. This is obviously a very unique look that you're trying to, pay tribute to what came before, but also create a unique look. But it's also relatively unique for what Industrial Light and Magic has been doing over the years. So we just talk about getting into character animation and just bringing this film to life.
Yeah, it was a real challenge. I mean, Industrial Light and Magic hasn't done anything really since Rango. And we knew that, it was something that, we really wanted to get back into. And Ultraman Rising seemed like the perfect project. We'd worked with Shannon Tindle already on Lost Ollie for Netflix. And as soon as he kind of showed me the artwork, it was like, this could be amazing. This could be just utterly beautiful. When you're looking at the style and when you're looking at kind of how we're going to create it, everything starts with the artwork. You have to have that kind of ground truth of this is what we want the film to be like. And Shannon was really great at steering the art team into creating this broad palette of concepts. And then we just started dissecting each concept and working out how we created each individual piece and portion of it, and then bringing it together in this unique style that brought Ultraman Rising to the screen.
I mean, one of the things it does is it very explicitly evokes anime, manga, but in terms of the speed lines and terms of the other details, if we could talk about those specific elements that you incorporated that echo the culture from which it came, but not to be overwhelmed by that, not to be so faithful to representation that you missed out on telling something stylistically unique.
Yeah, and I think every step of the way, we really wanted to kind of understand where the heritage had come from. Almost kind of try and predict where it was going. So we were kind of taking the elements. So speed lines is a really great example. Speed lines, you could just do it as it is in anime and put them in ink lines, and they kind of just go straight on, dark, over the top. But what we were thinking is that doesn't quite fit with the kind of cinematic feel that we wanted for Ultraman Rising. And so we came up with this technique of, we still put them on in the same way. We kind of drew lines in 2D, gave them to comp, and then comp were like, yeah, but what if we smeared the background? What if we blew out the lights through the speed lines? And you have these kind of glowing speed lines now, which just, as soon as the compositor showed them to me, I was like, that's fantastic.
Industrial Light and Magic has a pretty effective history of putting glows around lines.
They do indeed. Yeah, we have a lot of history and a lot of tools based around that. But yeah, this was kind of pushing it into something that was really unique. And every level on this show, we have such a great team of artists, and they all kind of were coming up with ideas and really kind of shooting ideas out to Shannon, and seeing how well the directors reacted to it, and then kind of binding it up into tool sets that we could kind of spread out across the entire movie.
I'm a film critic, so we always read in too much to things. This entire computer graphics thing started as part of this company with Tin Toy, which involved a baby. And now we have another baby, we have another infant. So the tools have changed, and the incredible elements, the infinite elements that you can actually draw upon. But at some point in time, you're doing character, you're doing a performance. And so for you, who's had a few years of experience doing this, as the tools have changed, has your animation been able to change because of the lack of limitations, or is the lack of limitations sometimes actually helps with the story?
I think everything comes down to story. I think everything we do at Industrial Light and Magic, it feels like we want to partner with the filmmakers to just make sure their story is on screen. It's whether that's visually, whether that's giving animators performance tools, which give them the ability to kind of make subtle nuances, or whether it's just listening to the storytellers and understanding the kind of dynamics of a scene so that we can kind of light it and comp it as to perfection. Everything comes from story, and everything has to flow through story, because that is the core of everything we do.
But of you eliciting a specific performance, how much has that changed over the last few decades?
I think from a performance standpoint, it probably hasn't changed as much as some of the tools around kind of look development and how things are. But I think what's happened is it gives you more time to iterate. And so where the animators have more time to iterate, you can get a more nuanced performance, and you just get more and more beauty in that final performance.
Because you're not waiting 3 weeks
You're not
for
waiting
render.
3 weeks for a render. Yeah, exactly.
You're looking to the future. What is not available for you as an animator that you would love to see? Where do you see this art form going in 5 years, in 10 years? Considering how much has changed in the last decade, where do you see it a decade from now?
I really, I hope that people still take chances in animation. I think one of the things that's been really interesting over the last 6 or 7 years in animation is it's been the one place in filmmaking where people have actually really tried to push style and kind of break boundaries. And you can still see this now with Ultraman Rising, with other films coming out where they're willing to try different styles and different techniques for filmmaking. I really hope that animation keeps pushing those boundaries, because that's exciting to me as a filmmaker, and I think it's exciting for the audiences who are really kind of craving like something new and something iconic from their cinema going experience.
Is there one tiny thing in this film, a little Easter egg that you put in that you think audiences should be looking out for?
There is a little tiny Easter egg. Maybe somebody from another Shannon Tindle project turns up in the movie, and if you pay very close attention to one shot, maybe he's not the stuffed toy you think he is all along.
Very cryptic. Thank you so much. Congratulations to you and the entire team, the army of people all over the world that brought this film to life.
Oh, thank you so much.
All the best. Take care.
Cheers.